Hi, Exiles. Welcome to another episode of the Still Same Podcast. I am your host, Talkative Try, and I have with me Scorpius, only 3 days into patch 0.5. We are here to give our raw reactions to everything going on from the revamped campaign zones, the league integration, and our thoughts on the completely new and improved Endgame. Scorpius, first I gotta ask, what is your progress like so far? I wanna see if we can size up each other, see where we are in the games thus far.
So far, I believe I am just getting in tier 15s right now.
Look at you. Look at you. And you've been playing,
Yeah.
so you've been doing a subathon, right? So you've been playing how many
Correct.
hours? Probably like 20, 25 hours, 30 hours?
Probably. There's a lot to the subathon though. I haven't been just grinding. Right?
Oh.
We had a massive giveaway as well going on, so it's always interrupting and
Ooh.
doing other stuff, and you know.
Okay. And how has the subathon been going? Have you enjoyed it? Has it been what you expected? Nothing like you expected?
Oh, I didn't expect the traction that we got. It was really good. It's my first subathon in PoE2.
Nice.
So it was very fun. Like I said before, we had to reset Twitch because we were reaching the limit of the hours that were allowed. 48 hours is the limit, so we had to restart that. We had a massive giveaway going on for the new supporter packs, and it's been very, very fun.
Well, congratulations on the success, man. That's awesome to hear. The
Thank you.
community, they can sometimes surprise you with their levels of support, but it's always when the content is good that you get that support. So great job with all the stuff you've been putting out, class guides, tips for general players, commentary videos. You've really put out a full repertoire of videos, which I really enjoy. And you haven't cornered yourself in anywhere. So great job on the growth of your channel on Twitch and YouTube. It's well deserved.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you're in tier 15 maps.
Mm.
I just got to tier 1 maps. Okay. I've done 5 maps. I just got to the Citadel. I have not done the little entryway to the Citadel yet. I played a lot less than I wanted to. It took me 11 hours to get to Endgame, a total game time. Just got to it this morning. And we'll talk about that in a second, but I love the new layout. That was the first thing that was apparent to me. What were your thoughts when you opened the Atlas screen and you saw everything for the first time with your hands on the keyboard and mouse, as opposed to the devs showing it off on their showcase?
Oh, 100%. It's the first thing. I think it's the first thing that I was like, okay, here we go. So there are new walls. There's this there. There's a little corner for this thing. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but there's everything is everywhere, and I feel that the progression, what we were missing, is exactly what they did. So I'm really happy with what I saw. To be completely honest, though, it's just mapping, right? It's still mapping in a way. You just put the waystone, you go in, you do the map and everything, but the feeling is much better. So the first time that I saw the whole thing open up, it was like, okay, nice. So I know where to go now. It's not just a free for all and random stuff. Yeah.
You have a lot more experience, I think, in other games compared to myself. And in some of your recent commentary videos, you talked about how Path of Exile 2 was drawing in gamers from different genres who have never played ARPGs before. Compared to before, what are your thoughts on the onboarding experience for, just put yourselves in the shoes of a novice to Path of Exile 2, a new player when they enter the end game? What did you think that experience was like? If you could just imagine, never seen it before, hop in.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It's definitely better than what it was before, for sure. Because I used to be an MMORPG player, only MMORPGs, right? So if I think about somebody new getting into PoE2, even the campaign, the way that they did it now, for me personally, after playing from point 1, I told this to my chat earlier, but I didn't feel that much of a big difference in the campaign still with the changes. I felt like every hour, I would say, I would have a, oh shit moment. This is what they did. And that was it. And then everything else was practically very similar to everything else. But newer players are going to respect that a little bit more, because MMORPG games are always, the NPCs are going to tell you, hey, you need to go here and there. and then you do that, and then you know where you have to go. So it's a little bit of a better onboarding. And I think the same goes into the end game as well, because now we have like a ton of quests on the right side. You need to go here, you need to go there. Once you go there, then you speak to Doriani or whoever it is, and then you complete it, and then you have a step 2, a step 3, a step 4. And eventually, whenever it ends, I think that's what JJ wanted to do. Whenever it ends, you decide either to free for all and just grind it, or you're done.
100%. Yeah, I appreciate that. The end game now is, I don't want to use these words, but I'm going to, kind of like a second campaign, but it's completely freeform. You get to end game and it's a sandbox. Yes, there are a bunch of quests, a bunch of NPCs that you can chat with and show you where to go, but you choose which direction to branch off into. So I personally do like the freedom. And like you said, once you finish all that, check all the boxes, you can just go freeform like before, do whatever you want, go into that infinite farm mode, which is something that I think a lot of ARPG players will do, but a lot of maybe MMO players or people who play Path of Exile 2 casually, but enough to finish the campaign are going to be like, or finish the end game, they're going to be like, that's good. I'll come back next league. I'll come back in 2 leagues time and experience it all again, see what has changed. So yeah, like you pointed out, the NPCs are telling you where to go and how cool that is. I loved when I did my first Abyss in my second map, the nameless one popped out of the ground and he's like, yo, the Well of Souls, it's this way. And it opens up your atlas and it points down. He's like, you need to come here right now. There's something going on. There's light peeking through. I just love the whole thematic and how my character is actually talking back to the NPCs. Like, it just engages you way more in the end game storyline as opposed to Doriani being like, yeah, go do that map. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So that
exactly
that's been super fun. Now, you touched on the campaign changes too. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about here today, since we both played all the way through it. You said you didn't notice them nearly as much. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because you have such a firm grasp on how to progress through the campaign, you didn't need those extra clues, or do you think they just weren't prominent enough?
Probably. I think I'm biased a little bit, to be completely honest. It's not that, I don't think that GG didn't do a good job. I think it's a genius idea, because we both know a lot of, we had a lot of debate about a skip button. And I think this is the perfect way to shut down that idea, in my opinion, is just give clues to players so you can just run through everything. But I think what I mean that I'm biased is I practice so much Act 1, 2, and 3. Right?
Yeah.
So that having a little locus showing me where Freythorn is not really going to speed things up that much, right? But what I meant is later on, after, let's say, Act 3 or whatever, the little changes, like the pads on waterways, for example, in waterways, such a great change. But that kind of a change, it was like once every hour for me, right?
Got it.
So it was that, for example. The other one that I had an oh shit moment was Dreadnought cut in half, or after Viper just immediately through the stairs. And I was like, wait, where's the other half? I was like, okay, nice.
Yep.
Pleasantly surprised.
I had a couple of those too. In addition to the ones you mentioned, I noticed those, of course, with the Matlan waterways. It's also linear now, and the Azak Bog is always just in the center, which is very cool. I thought that was smooth. You don't have to go searching for the Azak Bog anymore. And then in the Chimeral Wetlands, that was always the one that I got stuck on stupidly. But now there's the log books, which show you exactly where to go for like the temple. You read it, and then it just unclears the temple on your map. I loved that one. That was good. The Valley of the Ancients.
For that one.
Oh, what happened for that one?
For that one, just to let you know, I didn't even see that try. I did not find the Trial of Chaos, by the way. I skipped it. I went 2 zones in, and then somebody in chat invited me. I just teleported there, and I got the waypoint, and that's it.
Oh, see,
so that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah. See, because it's an environmental thing. So if you don't even care about the lore, you would never click on it. I clicked on it because I don't remember this being here. Let's hear the lore.
Right.
And it's some guy talking about how there's some mean people guarding the Temple of Chaos, and then he points the direction of it. I'm like, oh, this is funny. This is a little cool tidbit. So yeah, nice. I didn't notice them nearly as much in Act 1 and 2. I do agree with you. But Act 3, it was noticeable. Act 3 felt a lot smoother for me. I want to hear your thoughts on while I don't want to skip, and it sounds like you think this is an elegant solution. I saw one of the number one complaints still was the length of the campaign. I didn't only see this on Reddit where people, are very pro
Okay.
campaign skip. It seems a lot of the time those threads reach the top of the sub. But in my first update video, a lot of people were like, campaign is still too long. Oh my goodness, it's too long. Do you think that the people who believe the campaign is too long currently will ever be satiated, or do you think they're always going to desire this campaign skip?
I think it's going to be the second one. And to be completely honest, I think there's room to improve for sure. There are a few zones that still need some love or direction. Like Jonathan said, I think that they might think of something about Act 4 as well eventually. But to be completely honest, the only complaint that I've seen from my side is that Act 3 was still a little bit of a hustle and too long. Whereas Act 1 and 2 was a little bit better because they had some nice changes there with Freythorn. And also the league played a huge role. Because if you think about for the opinion of everybody that started, new league, new mechanics. So getting through Act 1 is a little bit more exciting. And then the excitement dies down for a majority of people as you progress through and you start skipping it. So you start noticing again the same frustrating zones that frustrated you before, right? So Act 3 is the biggest feedback that I got, that it's still bad. Yeah. I do think I used to think that we need a skip button in the campaign. I don't think that anymore, to be completely honest, because I think that that's how you learn what your build needs, and you experiment with stuff and you try new things and you progress through, and whatever the case is. And I mean, we already have people finishing the entirety of the campaign in 4 hours, right? So imagine with Twink gear and all that stuff. So but yeah, I do believe that if people are going through the campaign and they still believe that it's pretty large and it's a long grind, then I don't think there's something that GG could do to, apart from a skip, I guess.
Please, right. I totally agree. Also, your lizard is freaking out behind you. I just noticed it. I just saw it. Hello. He's saying hello. Oh, it's so cute.
True.
So
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with you. I do think that a lot of these players will just want a campaign skip. I think it will always be a vocal minority. And I think always room for improvement. Well, at least right now, there are room for improvement still. I think they just keep fine tuning, stay with their vision. I don't want them to compromise that vision anymore with the campaign. I do think it's such an important step for your player and character progression, and it should always be in the game, and they should never treat it like Diablo where you just skip to the end game, or you do, okay, I'm going to do just maps or a beach for 10 hours to level through. Like, no. I like the progression is good. So, okay.
Agreed.
On that, the league was integrated into the campaign, I'd say like never before. Obviously, last time with the Val Temple, we had the Val Temple and 2 different versions of it, the present and the past. This time, we had brand new areas in each of the 4 each of the 4 acts, unlocking various sections of Verisium crafting. What were your thoughts on that? Because that is the single most thing that has been talked about and asked about in my chat this whole time. So I want to see how you experienced unlocking the league mechanic and finding all those areas.
I really liked it because of the fact that I didn't try to speed run the campaign this time. If I was trying to speed run the campaign, and I heard it from a lot of people that it was a little bit frustrating because even though there are some indications here or there for the new league and their rune and stuff where you should find them, they would finish Act 2 not knowing that you can unlock the rune forging in Act 1, right? So due to the fact that I didn't try to speedrun that, I enjoyed it a lot more than what I enjoyed with the temple in point 4, I would say, in the campaign, because you do the temple in the campaign and then it throws you away from the campaign to something completely irrelevant. You just go into the temple, you do your strategy in the rooms, and then you go back and it was like, wait, what was I doing? And then you try and go back into the campaign. This time it felt so much smoother with the new league, getting you into the new zones, the familiar places. Like one of them looked like Grim Tangle, and then it's not Grim Tangle anymore after that. And you speak with the NPC there, you're done, you go back to your quests, and that's that. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a smooth integration, and I'm curious to see if that's what they will do when they put it into the core game, if it goes core.
Yeah.
Like, are these quests going to exist and a permanent new zones and all the acts? And does that leave room for that to be expanded in the future, or does that tighten the design space? It's so fascinating to see because they've never gone to this extent with expanding just the league out. And this league has so much to it, not just the new zones. And I do agree. I think there should be some sort of extra marker or something to point people in the right direction. You know, Pharaoh appears at the start of the areas where you need to touch the rune stones, essentially, in various areas.
Yep.
Maybe if you talk to him, he like highlights it on your map, because sometimes the rune stones will be on one side of the map and the way you're supposed to go is on the other side of the map. And you're right, a lot of speedrunners will just completely skip it. They're not going to go explore. And a lot of people who took their time exploring everything, they eventually found it. So I wonder if some compromise like that would work. But I did get that complaint a lot. A lot of people are like, how do you have Runic Ward? What's going on? I can't unlock it. Same. Yeah, so that was the number one thing. I loved it.
When it comes down to that, also, I think there should be an indication for Act 4. I'm not sure if it's within the lore, but a lot of people go confused about the Act 4.
Yeah, it's wrong. It says you need to return the map to Danig when it's actually the boat captain. That's what you need to do. Danig has no options, so it's actually wrong in the text, or they forgot to update who you give the map to. Maybe it's supposed to be Danig, but it's still the old mechanic of before to get to Plunder's Point. So that's definitely a big one too. Hopefully that sees a hot fix or something going on with it.
Yeah.
So
what about the shark fin, by the way? We didn't speak about that.
Dude.
Did that surprise you?
I didn't think it was going to be that powerful. Yeah. Which did you choose?
That's a great choice.
Did you choose 30% flat increase? Yeah.
100%.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
It just looked better to me.
I mean, it's too good.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, shark fin now actually gives a good reward. It's a defensive buff. One is 30% increased all defenses. It's armor, ES, and evasion, right?
I think it was increased evasion and energy shield.
Energy shield, okay.
If I remember correctly.
And then on the right-hand side,
probably.
And
on the right-hand side, you had armor, elemental resistance.
Yes.
You had deflection on evasion, and you had energy shield recharge.
Yeah. So it's good. It's really good.
It's good.
I don't think you can. Do you think those should be permanent choices or stuff you can respec in endgame somehow?
That specific one, I think it has to be a respec.
A respec? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Just like the pillars, because it's a very big decision. And I feel the GG is trying to get deflection up to par and the armor to elemental resistance and all that. So I think it would be nice to have that as a returning point where whenever you build up enough armor or enough evasion, now you can actually drop the extra evasion and armor and energy shield and go for the deflection points, for example.
Yeah, turning it into an actual defensive layer, finally, hopefully. Yeah, I feel like I haven't played it obviously this league yet, but armor got a lot of big buffs on the tree near the warrior start too. True. So I'm curious to know if other people are enjoying that, because you're not playing warrior, right? You're like me. We're martial artist buddies.
Yep.
Okay. How has your martial artist build gone, and what are you doing? I don't actually know what you're playing.
It's doing good. So I started grenades 1 to 22. Right. Then 22, I switched to Stormwave, breezed through the second half of the campaign until 41, and then went for Whirling Assault.
Okay.
At 41, and then after that, I did a little bit of an experimenting with Ice Strike, and then I went back to maps Whirling Assault. Okay. I did build the full build guide, for example. That's why I wanted to do between both of them.
Yep.
But currently, right now, I'm doing just Whirling Assault with Mantra and Falling Thunder, and just having the charges with Reaper Invocation with Profane Ritual. Which is very standard, right? With double bells, though. Hollow Focus and Resonance. Yeah.
Okay. You took Fists of Stone, I presume?
Yep.
Nice.
Immediately.
Nice.
Level 24.
Are you using a nice pair of rare gloves or unique gloves?
Rare. I've only done rare so far. Yeah.
Only done rare. I found a pair of unique. Oh, I'm forgetting the name. It's like Frostbound or something. but they
Right.
allow all damage to count toward chill and freeze. So I'm pure lightning. I'm falling thunder right now, falling thunder with Stormwave, and
Nice.
so I'm freezing everything now. It's so cool. So
Nice.
I'm really loving it.
Nice.
I got to get the mountain technique because I'm pinning or immobilizing everything.
Immobilizing. Yeah.
So, but I failed my third ascendancy at the boss. It was sad.
I did 3 times, bro. So
Oh,
you're
you
good.
did?
Yep. I failed it 3 times.
No.
I think I got it on the 3rd, actually, so I failed it twice.
You failed it
So
twice? Okay, so I just have to fail it no more, and then I beat you. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. Do you do Trial of
How
Chaos?
do you like...
Or Sekima?
Sekima.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. How do you like the Stonefist?
Dude, it's ridiculous. When I first got it, I'm like, okay, do I go Stonefist first? Or do I get like the bells? And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to try Stonefist because I don't know the modifier conversions. So I got Stonefist, looked at the gloves I had. It's like onslaught on hit, extra damage as crit, all this stuff. 11% to quality of all gems because I had plus levels on my gloves that time. I kept those until the end of the interludes. Literally until I got Elder Maddox gave me the uniques I'm wearing now. I literally wore those the entire time. I was just like, wow. And they
so good.
Right through. What pairs did you get? How many times have you upgraded them?
I think twice, and I'm in tier 15, dude. I mean, my first pair of gloves, exactly the same as you. My first pair of gloves, I think I wore them until the end of the campaign. And then I managed to craft another pair, and I'm still wearing that rare pair. And again, I don't have Onslaught, but I have like double flat, which becomes gain.
Yep.
Right. I have I think it was accuracy for the blind, so you blind even more. Accuracy turns into blind, which means that we as monks, we can get distracted target, which increases your critical hit whenever they're blinded. So it just pairs briefly with Whirling. I think strength gives you AoE. Yeah, it was +2 melee, of course. So that converts to +1 and quality of skills. Beautiful stuff. Nice.
Yeah, it's better than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, it just feels good. So do the bells too. I'm just using the bells for power charge generation on bosses and while clearing. I was using like the Devour tech before, but as soon as I got the bells and it's just always basically giving me max power charges just like that. Oh, it's good. I didn't think it was going to be that fun. It's an entirely different style of play. I wonder how it's going to feel in tier 15 maps. Like I said, I'm only in tier 1s, but I'm sure it will see some evolutions. Did you fully outline your ascendancy yet? Are you up to tier 4 or not yet?
No.
Not yet?
No. Just the first 3.
What's your last point going to be? Do you know?
I'm currently in between the martial adept, I believe it is, with the extra combos and the energy shield recharge. Okay. So they're going to do that because combos are going to be pretty fun for mantra and empowerment and all that.
Yeah.
And or Way of the Mountain. But I do need to implement some immobilization in there. I think that's going to be a perfect 4th point. I don't know how I feel about the Runic Meridian, to be honest.
Is that the extra runes?
Do you have any opinions? Yep. What did you feel with the runes? Isn't it a little bit of a bait for early campaign?
I didn't use it. I didn't take it.
Yeah, same.
I know some people took it instead of Way of the Stonefist. Suckers. No, why would you do that? I feel like that's almost like I feel like that should be your final point, really, because it allows you to fine-tune stuff. It allows you to like upgrade gear easier because you can just fix resistances with it, I assume, right? Because you can slot in the 18% in the armor slots if you're missing some, and then focus more on maybe just raw defensive or raw offensive stats. Like if you're going for full-throated offense on the gloves, don't need any resistances on your gloves essentially if you have that, right? So that's how I feel.
I do know. Yeah, 100%. I do know some people. I remember what were telling me they did go with the first point of Runic Meridian in the campaign, and they managed to get 45% to all res, which is, by the way, bonkers. But for hardcore, is really good, right? True. It's amazing. Huh? Personally, I never cared about resistance throughout the campaign, right? But it's a good defensive layer. I do prefer the offensive approach in the campaign,
Mhm.
but I agree with you that I think fourth point, I think early endgame would be nice for me. For example, this build that I'm playing to go for mountain teachings and the way of the mountain, and then deeper into the endgame, I think that's gonna start losing some value, and then we can switch into runic meridian with some pretty good runes to cover
Right.
through
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
that you just said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one of the surprising things because I didn't look into the data mine stuff for all the runes. A lot of them are pretty interesting. The ones that drop from the runes of Elder mechanic,
Yeah.
like especially the weapon specific ones. I saw a quarterstaff one that helps with immobilization buildup. Is it 30%, 50% or something?
50%. Yeah.
50%. What
50%.
the heck? That's crazy. Some of them are busted
Yeah.
powerful. The boot ones that increase your movement speed by 8% while sprinting. Zoom, zoom.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep.
So you can have
Another one that
crazy-
gives you spirit on the boots. I remember.
Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. So there's a lot,
lot
of
of
them in
good
there
ones.
that are useful. And they actually, dropped quite a bit. That's something that we totally skipped over that maybe we should yap about her a bit here. Runes of Elder, the mechanic itself. Yay or nay on the amount of power it's giving. And just how it
Yes.
almost...
Yeah,
go for it.
Act 1 was insane. Act 1 was insane. I remember I paused at some point in shock. I opened my inventory to clean out something, and I saw 24 Orb of Transmutations, 16 augmentations. I was like, I've been doing Act 1 for so long. I've never gotten this many. I mean, Regal, Exalted. It was stacked. And then support gems as well. I had like a whole bag full of support gems at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I felt that it started slowing down on that. Then in Act 3 and onwards, especially Act 3 and onwards, I believe that they hard nerfed support gems from dropping normally because they buffed them through the league, but because the pool of the league became triple in Act 3 and later, they even become rare in the actual league, if that makes sense.
So because there are other rewards that maybe are more enticing, is that what you mean? You choose those other rewards like your 3x exalted. I remember seeing unique items, stuff like that. Right now I am struggling for support gems in the end game. I remember, they were over in abundance in Act 1 and 2, and then really I had to think about what I was upgrading beginning. Maybe Act 4 for me. But yeah, the league mechanic, so rewarding, dude. It was absurd. I like the variety as well that it gives in the early game. It gave you like options for unique items, currency items, runes, and in the campaign at least, it has extra drops too. It's not just the reward and then the bonus reward.
Yeah, the bonuses.
Yeah. So it's nice. It's very smooth. It's nice for SSF too, which is what I'm playing. So just gives me a lot of options. Fun.
And it's a little bit, isn't it RNG? Because whenever I found, like, for example, you got the set with the uniques, right?
Yep.
And I was calling it out on stream. I was like, guys, we have several uniques here. Whenever you get here, let us know if you get the same thing. And nobody got the same thing. So it's different for people.
Yeah, it is random. The only thing that I think is the same across is the bonus. I almost feel like, is that the seeded reward essentially that we saw in Abyss and everything? Yeah. So the bonus is set, like the lesser, greater jewelers orbs, all that stuff. And then the actual rewards are just random.
Yeah, they did change a few of the guarantees, I noticed.
Oh.
Like, for example, we no longer get the Regal orb in Cemetery, but now we get it in Tomb of Consort, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Some small changes like that. It's not that we're losing it. We can still get it, but the bonuses are still there based on what the Abyss was in Temple and everything, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I did notice a couple minor changes like that in the campaign. For example, was it always the Siren who had the guy trapped? Or does that change every league now? Because I remember the guy that you saved to go to the Eye of Hinekora in Act 4. It started as Krutog. I think last league it was the bird. And now it's the Siren. Mm-hmm. I think it's just like changing. So they're like changing tiny things almost to add a time.
Right.
Like almost, it doesn't even matter, right? But it's there. They're swapping it around just to maybe trick people up. So that's fun too. I like that. How is it? Yeah. How does the Runes of Elder scale in the late league? I don't mind being a little spoiled about that. That's totally fine. Do the rewards keep coming in? Or is it more like, I'm not doing it every map, I'm doing it maybe once every 3 maps, depending on the rewards?
I think it depends on the goal of
Okay.
what you've set yourself to do in the early end game. So if you're going to follow through the quests and what the game tells you to go and do, for example, go and open this gate or that gate, and then go within the gate and the fortress and whatever, then I think the goals are going to change. So for example, for me, my goal right now is to try and get Arbiter down as soon as I possibly can. So I'm going to go and click on the league, and I'm going to see what it has. And if I like it, I'll do it. If I don't like it, I'm going to skip it. However, I have been unlucky, but my whole chat, I think every single person has gotten divines from this mechanic, and apparently 2 at a time. Right?
2 at a time.
Yeah, so I've had people see 2x divines in the league. So I guess it's pretty rewarding, which is not bad. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I really love the diversity, like you said, the Calgarian skills that you can find in there. You can find uncut skill gem level 19, for example, which is nice option to have there. Perfect, exalted, perfect, everything. You can find everything in there. So you never know how it's going to surprise you. And I'm not going to spoil too much, but it does get a little bit tough at some point.
Oh, it does? Oh, sick. Exciting.
Yeah.
Are you using any of the runes from Runes of Elder in your build yet? Or not yet? Just the basic runes?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. I did shortlist 1 or 2 that I would like to try eventually, but it just doesn't fit right now. I don't want to force it.
Got it. And Runic War.
What about yourself?
I am not using any yet because I'm still in the state where I'm constantly shifting out my stuff. And I have a limit on Artificer's Orb. So I'm waiting until I hit that breakpoint where I'm like, okay, I have triple res and movement speed boots. I'm going to try to get that in SSO. And then I'm going to slam with Artificer's Orb and put in, I think, the dash one, essentially, the 8% movement speed while sprinting. But yeah. I totally forgot what I just asked you. I asked you something.
Runic Ward.
Runic Ward.
Yep.
Yes.
Runic Ward.
How do you like it? Do you have it on all your gear?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Let me sacrifice ES evasion, or let me sacrifice ES evasion for Runic Ward.
Exactly. No, so my experience with Runic Ward was like, wait, what is this? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's the thing that prevents me from dying. Cool, let's try it. That was my Act 1 take, right?
Act 1.
Then because it doesn't sacrifice EVES, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep. And then you go into Act 2, and personally, as somebody who loves monks, I just go Hollow Palm technique as soon as I go into Act 2. So Runic Ward is exactly the opposite thing of what I need to do with Hollow Palm.
Yeah.
Right? Hollow Palm scales with EV and ES, so I cannot just sacrifice it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, yeah, just leave it there. And whatever. I'm going to try and do another build with the Runic Ward just because of the skills.
Okay, well, dude, you're like going right into the segue. I was going to ask, what's your next build? Do you have any ideas after you finish your monk out?
I have a lot of ideas for the monk.
Okay.
Until I finish the monk, though, I have no idea.
No idea.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do 100% monk whirling assault. I want to finish this one. Okay. Then Ice Strike with the 1-tap shattering with the 2 bells. So that's gonna be fun. Nice. And then last but not least, I need to do the clone jutsu. I need to try that one as well.
Clone jutsu, man.
Yep.
What? Okay. I want to hear your opinion on the channeled skill fix / nerf that happened yesterday morning. For those of you who don't know, you could tap the skill you wanted to use while moving, channel it briefly, but not slow down at all and just stay at full movement speed. I guess this has been in the game since 0.1. I wasn't even aware of it, but they fixed it when they saw how strong it was with the martial artist clone jutsu stuff. So yeah. Scorp, what do you think about that change?
I think fair enough, man. I don't think it's a nerf. Honestly, I think if something's broken and they fix it, they just fixed it. You know what I mean?
And agreed. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's still strong enough. I think it's still totally strong enough. That was kind of very much too strong. Just running, boop, just every couple seconds. Massive.
I mean, it kills its intention of what they wanted to do, right? If you think about it.
Yeah,
that wasn't the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so what skill are you going to use with the clone jutsu? Is it whirling assault? You're just going to spec into that?
I'm gonna try multiple. I wanted to try the Stormwave as well.
Or wave. Okay.
Killing Palm looks cool, I think, with multiple bells and everything to see what we could do with that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the channeling for bosses on, for example, when you go to the boss, you channel the Killing Palms with the bells that spawn randomly. You let them do their thing. They get your power charges or combos, and then you just empower Tempest Bell with Falling Thunder, something like that for the bosses. Which is going to be pretty cool. It's like a meme build that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, but you could get some boss one-shots happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which I've also seen ongoing, apparently, with the Quadrilla. Like, the minions are actually strong, and the boss minions are strong. That's crazy to hear. Did you see that map modifiers apply to the boss minion, and it's intended?
Wow, no.
What is that? That sounds like a bug, doesn't it? But it's not.
Wow, it's intentional?
That's according to Gazzy. Gazzy said he talked to the devs and it's intended because he captured a Quadrilla that had like the boss's crit more often mod on it. And it changed the Quadrilla's crit from 25 to like 100% chance to crit. So now apparently he's walking around just pounding bosses into the ground with the Quadrilla doing nothing. And it's intended? Are you going to play one of those builds this league?
Wow. Nope. No. No.
What? Not a minion fan?
No. No. I'm good.
You don't
I would prefer going Huntress for the twisters and doing the stag stuff that they have.
Okay.
Like I would definitely 100% try the new Huntress Ascendancy Spirit Walker, but just combined with the Unity, Sacred Unity, I think it's called, that with twisters. I would much rather prefer that than the minions and companions, I think.
So why does Scorpius hate minions? What's the reason?
The same way that ranged people hate melees. I don't know. It just I've never. I don't know. I don't like somebody else doing the job for me. You know, that kind of thing.
Dude, I agree. It takes away from the feel. I like melee the same reason why I don't like minions. I like being in there, impactful. I also don't like range either. So, but the monkey, I might have to try it because the monkey, dude. Just the I cannot see the monkey surviving in this state into 1.0, where walking around, you capture this boss from a juiced map, and it's just rampage. That's crazy. That's crazy. But people will have their fun.
That is probably they're gonna implement some kind of a fix for sure.
Yeah. Well,
for sure.
Devs think it's intended. Wild. Okay. All right. So we got martial artist. Gonna build that out massively. Endgame, without any spoilers, have you downed any Pinnacle bosses?
No, apart from the gates, not really.
Oh, you haven't yet? Wow, and you're in tier 15s. Have you beelined for any of the league mechanics yet? Or are you focusing merely on the fortress?
I've been focusing fortress, getting my path towards the gates and the Arbiter. Okay. And I've mainly focused on getting to tier 15 maps without really doing much of the big quests. The reason why I wanted to do that is so I can get levels a little bit quicker, get my passive tree done, get as many Atlas points as I can, and also getting into tier 15s, even white tier 15s, you start dropping better bases, better gear, better currency. So I prefer going that route. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I prefer going that route. And I think whenever I'm to a comfortable point where I could do like 4 mods on tier 15, then I think everything else is just going to be a breeze.
Very nice. Okay, wow, dude. We have a long road to go then. So do you. No Pinnacles down yet?
Yeah.
Oh, which one are you most excited to fight? I didn't get to talk to you before the league. Is there one that in particular just looked like a cool boss fight that you hope is an actual challenge?
Yeah, definitely the new gold guy. I don't know his name.
Arbiter of Divinity?
Yeah, Arbiter of Divinity. Okay. That guy. I want to see why my boy Arbiter of Ash has been demoted.
Right.
Has he been reworked or something? I don't think so.
I don't think. Right? I think he's going to be the same exact thing. But I think the big question is: does Arbiter of Divinity have some sort of hallway phase or balls that you have to chase? I don't like because the only moves I've seen are the swing, beam, chest beam from the Arbiter Divinity.
Right.
Like, that's just the auto attack. So I have no clue what this fight is going to look like. I imagine it's going to have some
I'm excited
intricacy.
for that.
So I don't know how many tries I'm going to get. I also heard that you only have 6 tries on Pinnacles. I don't know if that's a bug or if they changed it to 6 tries from Infinite. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh, wow. I did hear... Wait, what was it that they said? Wasn't it that it's going to be limited? Did they do it like recently, that change?
No, it's going to be infinite. I think that's what they said in the patch notes. Like, hey, they're going to be infinite attempts on the quest bosses.
Yeah,
but
that's what I remember.
I've had multiple people in my chat come and say, I've only had like 6 tries. Like, I just tried the Bodak 6 times. I failed. And now I can't get back. There's no portals. So now I'm thinking maybe it's a bug. And this is another reason why I'm like, glad I took my time getting to Endgame because, dude, the patch notes. Yeah, the patch notes were like squashing all these massive Endgame bugs and progression issues. And I'm like, let's go. Very nice.
True.
How do you like the new Atlas? I saw that there is like the choice between juicing monster effectiveness versus pack size and the like. Have there been some meaty, impactful multi-choice nodes that you've spec'd into?
Yeah, and it's you can juice them very, very quickly.
Oh, really?
And there's no point of return, by the way. You cannot return. You cannot refund. Because we're allowed to get every single node. 311 points, by the way. Okay? And you're not allowed to refund anything apart from your multi-choice. So, for example, you go to a node, and it asks you, okay, do you want your essences to be juiced like this, or this? And then you choose the second one, for example. If you could change your mind, you can come back and go and choose the third or the first. But anything before that multi-choice is locked because you're allowed to get everything, right? So if you make the mistake of over-juicing something like rares get modifiers, extra modifiers or whatever, good luck doing any kind of map. It's going to be pretty hard. And I've had a lot of people actually do that.
Dude. I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to leave that in the game? Should they? Or should they allow you to despawn nodes from your tree? Like, I went too far. Huh.
Yeah. Well, to be completely honest, I have you seen it? I don't want to spoil too much, but have you seen the Atlas tree?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, you haven't. I'm not going to spoil too much, but as you would imagine, you have multiple different ways that you can go about it, right? So you have like selective pathing if you want to. Nobody's forcing you to do A or B. It would be nice if they would explain to newer players. I'm worried about mostly newer players. Everybody else is going to figure it out. But whenever they announced this new Atlas tree, I was so excited until I saw that there's like 300 nodes. I was like, oh my God, we might lose new players. Like what? 300 nodes is a huge amount. It's insane. For us, I love it. Absolutely love it. Right? But it's a huge amount, and it's good to let people know somehow, like a tooltip or something that pops that says, hey, don't overjuice or something. I don't know. I don't think they're going to ever do anything like that. But I've had a lot of people go into one direction, for example, essences, juice everything about essences, and then you cannot do the essences. You just can't because you overjuiced them, right?
Oh, I could imagine. Oh, yeah, I could. Yeah, I think unspecking has to be a thing. Maybe that was an oversight, or maybe it was intentional, because I'd imagine you could unspec. So if you overjuice essences, you could go down a different line or partially allocate. I don't know. Or maybe they just...
No, I think it's intentional.
You think it's intentional that people live with their decisions? Because I don't think new players will get intimidated. If a new player gets through the campaign into Endgame, they've already interacted with the character passive tree. I feel like the size might not intimidate them, but exactly what you just said would. Where they like, oh yeah, I'll just spec into this one mechanic, like essences, rogue exiles, I presume, are on the tree. And then these are randomly spawning encounters, and they fight them, and they just get nuked because it's way too powerful for their character to deal with. Wow, that's a fascinating thing that I hadn't. But
I do believe it's intentional, because they did post it in the patch notes, and it seemed, whenever I was reading it, it seemed a very proud decision as well. Like
Yeah.
you will not be able to refund due to the fact that you can get every single node apart from the multi-choice. Something like that read the line. But yeah,
Interesting.
it's the scary part for me for the newer players,
Yeah.
like you said as well, is that I believe that half of the nodes that are in the tree you're going to see very soon, the newer players are not going to know what they're clicking on. So, for example, rarity or explicit modifiers on the tablets or on the rares and double damage on this and that.
Yeah.
They won't know what that means and how it stacks together. And then when you put a little bit of that and a little bit of this, the mapping is going to be practically impossible
Oh yeah.
early on.
Hikes, and then second characters. I'm imagining too. Second characters might be screwed.
Oh yeah,
Oh boy, you better
Yeah.
make sure you get that twink gear on ASAP on your second character.
exactly.
Because
That's true.
yeah, I did see that some of the nodes in the preview say only apply to level 70 plus areas. So I wonder if maybe second characters are kind of insulated though. I don't know how many nodes are like that. So when you're initially going right into maps, maybe the lower tiers don't have some of the mods. I guess I'll find out pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay. Okay. Well, Scorp, before we get into maybe some 1.0 and overall PoE2 talk, was there anything else about 0.5 that you wanted to mention?
Not really. I just love the direction that they took.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm glad they
I
didn't
really like it.
go to the PoE1 Atlas. I'm glad they doubled down on the Infinite Atlas because this is something so new. So, like, a lot of people, including like myself and a couple others, were like, yeah, static nodes would be cool, but I don't think anybody imagined it would quite slot together anything like this with the various quest lines and the NPCs that have been added and the way that you unlock various crafting methods in the end game. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
So very fun.
No, it's a great path that they took for sure. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest.
Yeah.
I had no idea what to expect after, because I did dive deeper into PoE1 for the first time.
Yeah.
And I really liked what they did with their changes with the end game and everything. So I was like second guessing myself because I've always been, please don't go the PoE1 route. I've always been that path, right? And I started second guessing myself. Wait, do I not want them to go this end game? It's pretty nice in PoE1, right? So I didn't know what to expect. And whenever they did it, I was like, yeah, perfect. That's good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's been a blast so far, and I'm glad it's here. It's still good in T15s, and we'll have to see how it is in a couple weeks, a month of playing. There's going to be in the interim. It's going to be at least one big balance patch too, a reset that's happening between now and 1.0, which comes out either November or December, likely December.
Yeah.
I know you had a huge video that popped off in the like halfway point between 04 and 05 that was talking about how GGG could retain more players throughout the life of a league, and lots of people like reacted to it, including myself, opposing it kindly. And I'd love to maybe either hear your updated take or kind of maybe spar a little bit about the pros and cons of adding things like bonus weekend or like holiday events and the like to the game, and like having more consistent balance patches like every couple weeks, every month, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any changes on your position on that since the
I'll
video?
tell you. So I'll tell you.
Okay.
So first, what I wanted to say is, and I think you have the same experience with some recent of your videos, right? Sometimes whenever we say something and we do something in videos, right, it's been misinterpreted or misunderstood, right? I still believe what I said in the video, but a few words here and there could get over exaggerated to the point that it gets to something that's not what I wanted to express. You know what I mean? So first thing I want to say is that video has been both very positive and negative at the same time. I've had as many positive the feedback and remarks and people agreeing as I had negative. However, negativity is louder. It's always louder, right? Yeah. So I do know that there's room for a lot of people who want to see those kind of changes. I do understand what the majority of the community is saying, that, hey, this is how ARPGs work. This is what we've been doing for years. You come in here, you play a league. It's a seasonal content. You leave, you go for another game. Sure, I understand that, right? But I still believe that just because it has been happening for so long, for so long, right? And the talk that you told me to watch, Chris Wilson's talk,
GGC.
amazing stuff,
Yeah.
right? I agree. I still believe that GG should put more love into the gap between the leagues, especially whenever we have longer leagues. What I did not say is that I want weekly content or weekend content or holiday stuff.
Oh,
because
I misinterpreted.
The one reason that I quit World of Warcraft was because of those actual things that Blizzard was doing, like FOMO, log in or you're going to lose this, or battle passing your progression every day. If you don't log in, you're going to lose that. Oh, no, I'm hiking with my family, but I need to go home on a Saturday morning so I can log in because I'm going to lose that. That is absolutely not, right? What I wanted is for people to understand that PoE2, as you mentioned in the very beginning of our podcast, is to understand that PoE2 now is getting more and more player bases that don't necessarily come from the Chris Wilson era, the D2 era, and know any of those things that the veteran ARPG people know, right? They come from MMORPGs or shooter games or whatever games they come in, not knowing what to expect. They get into a game, they absolutely love the game to the point where it makes them quit anything else that they played, and they're dedicated to PoE2, which is what happened to me. I've been playing World of Warcraft for 20 years. I quit whenever PoE2 came out. Oh. That was the game, That was the game that made me actually quit World of Warcraft. And I've played Lost Ark, I've played New World, I've played Final Fantasy XIV. I played everything and anything that came out that was supposedly the WoW killer. I always went back. PoE2 is the one, right? So whenever I got into PoE2, I just felt at home because the community is brilliant, right? The community is amazing. And I felt at home because there were so many new players just like myself that are coming from MMORPGs or shooter players or whatever, shooting games, and they've never played ARPGs. So growing with PoE2, I just see the potential that it has to outperform other games, even PoE1, right? So what I wanted is, since it's early access, this is back before we knew the 1.0 is coming in December, right? Or in November. Since it's early access, I wanted GOG to pay attention to the players that are still playing at the moment. I do understand that they're not being monetized in the middle of the league. I understand that with the supporter packs. But throw in an event that resets the economy. Show us that, hey, this wasn't working. We fixed it. There's going to be a nice little economy reset. Whoever wants to come back is free to come back. Whoever doesn't want to come back, nobody's going to force you. There's not going to be a secret reward for you to get if you come back. That's not what I'm saying. But just, and I don't really care about the retention numbers. Like I don't care if it's 120K or if there's 50K. What I care is for those people that are still playing to have something to play for. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
100%. No, I wanted to let you finish your thought. One, thank you for clarifying, because I was one of the people that honestly misunderstood some of the points in your video and I took them the wrong way. And that's why I really wanted to talk to you on the podcast. So thank you for clarifying
100%.
that. That 100% does make a lot more sense to me. I'm totally with you on the whole FOMO, play every day, play every week, come back for the specific event to earn this reward. I hated that in MMOs, and I didn't know I hated it until I found a game that wasn't like that. And that has crept into so many other games. Maybe I'm like gun shy when I hear people talking about like retention numbers and adding like an event. My mind immediately goes to, oh my gosh, we're going to have Christmas in Path of Exile too. And, it gets crazy. But a mid-league reset or something along those lines with some minor balance changes, I feel like would especially live really well in, let's be honest, guys, I know that GGG wants to do the 4-month cycle. I don't know how well they can stick to that with 2 giant games. If the leagues are going like 4.5, 5 months, sometimes pushing 6, I think your idea makes a lot of sense. And they're going to do it with this league here. They're going to do a mid-league reset and they're going to put some balance in. I know that it's
basically...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, basically what they said that they're going to do is literally what I wanted them to do. Like whenever I was watching the reveal, I was like, oh my God. It's literally what I asked for. We want the attention in the middle of the league. Give us the reset. Give us, they said something about balance changes, small balance changes. They also said that they're working on new ascendancies for the druid as well. They want to give the third druid ascendancy. So how amazing is that? In the middle of the league, we get 2 ascendancies. And that's what I said. Like, give us a new ascendancy, fix the wisps, or some kind of mechanical content they said that they want to do in the middle. That's exactly what I asked for. I do understand what you mean, that 4 months might be a little bit short. But keep in mind, try that we didn't have this much of a rework whenever I made that video. I had no idea what they could potentially do in one league.
Right.
So now I don't see us being able to finish everything in 1 month unless that's your main goal, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I was going to say, what I was going to say is this is what you asked for. And I wonder if it is some sort of testing ground to see what that might look like in the future. I know they're very ambitious and they want to get on the 4-month cycle. Maybe they go for like a 5-month cycle and they do a mid-league reset with some minor content updates, see how that goes. We'll see what the community responds to with this one. But thank you for clarifying all that. So I know I totally understand what you mean about a video having both positive reception, negative reception, but the negativity just completely outbellowing the positivity. So I feel you, especially with reacts, and some reacts are good. Some reacts can take it the very, very wrong way and get very bitter and like negative and spread that crap about it. So I definitely know how it feels. But yeah, no holiday events. I'm glad that you clarified that, because that was the big thing that I was like, oh, it's reminding me of Guild Wars 2. And my wife still says, oh, we got to log on for oh goodness, I can't even remember the names of the Spooktober things in Guild Wars 2. My mind is blanking. The Mad King's whatever, Mad King Halloween.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens in games.
Yeah.
So
definitely not what I need.
No, we do not need that. Please, no dailies, never dailies. BGG
or
never
weeklies.
Do it. No weeklies, no monthlies, none of this crap. On your own pace. That's what we want. Okay, Scorp. Before we head off, what's your one big want for 1.0?
Oh wow!
You could have anything. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Easy.
Really?
Easy. Shadow. 100%.
Shadow.
Like
Shadow and daggers.
Yep. I've been a rogue main for every single day of my World of Warcraft experience. I need Shadow.
Shadow.
That's
okay.
It.
There you go. That's perfect. I can't believe I didn't know this, Scorp. You quit WoW for Path of Exile 2 after 20 years and you just haven't gone back?
Yep. Nope.
That's insane. Wow.
Nope. I actually played whenever Point 4 came out and I was bored and done. We did Second Wind, we did all that, and then there was nothing to do. I think World of Warcraft came out again with a celebration of 20 years of Burning Crusade that they did with the classic servers. I think I played it for a week and I got bored. So PoE2 definitely worked.
Yeah. It pulls you out of WoW. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. I never got into WoW. I was a Guild Wars 2 guy. I was a Dungeons and Dragons and Line and Guild Wars 2 guy.
Nice.
But it's done the same with me. It's pulled me out of that, essentially. I barely touch that anymore. I really like to just play at your own pace, at your own schedule, and not being on someone else, like a game developer's timeline, essentially, like a short timeline of like dailies, weeklies, and all that. Oh gosh.
Agreed. What is your number one thing for 1.0?
My number one thing for 1.0, it's already confirmed. It would be all of the acts. I just want the culmination of the story. How about this? I'll be more specific. I want a great ending to the narrative. I don't want any cop out. I don't want them to somehow like just rush through. Like maybe they said they're finished, but they're not actually finished, and they half implement something or. I want a epic end to the story. I mean, it's been building up for so long. They've hinted at things since 2019. There's a bunch of hints as to what's going to happen with a cataclysm at the end. I just hope the story has a great conclusion, because they've shown that they have the chops to put narrative in Path of Exile 2 and have it grip you. That's my number one want. Act 5, Act 6, good story. 100%.
That's good. That's good. You're definitely gonna get it, but let's see if they're gonna get to your expectations, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, because the narrative so far, at least in the end game, I think they're doing a great job. Just with laying everything out, just the way like the camera's moving on the Atlas. They integrated that cinematic into the game. A+ GGG.
I need to get into lore. Try.
It's good.
You make it sound so good, man. I need to get into lore.
Well, here you go. After you finish all your characters, maybe do like a lore playthrough in the second half of the league or something. People might really like that if it's something that you're actually willing to enjoy. You got to be in the right mind.
I don't mind.
You don't? I would
100%. I used to do it. No, I used to do it with WoW. Like I knew the whole lore of WoW. So I'm down. 100%.
I'll do it. All right.
I'll do it. I'll try it.
This has been so much fun, man. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on the podcast. It was good talk. Let's get back to the grinding, dude.
True. Thank you for inviting me, man. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
100%. And everybody, if you don't know Scorpius, all of his information will be in the description below. I'll give you a shout out on Twitch right now as well. I'll talk to you later, bro. Have a good subathon.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. See ya.
That was great. Thank you so much, man.